Hi everyone, welcome to our YouTube channel. We have with us Mr. Abhiroop Bhabani today. Hi Abhiroop, thanks a lot for joining us. How are you?
Yeah. Hi, Ganjan. Thanks a lot for having me over here. I'm doing good. How are you? How are things?
I'm great too. So, can you just give a quick introduction in your own words and then we can quickly jump into the mock interview?
Yeah, sure. So currently I'm handling the pay later vertical in a London-based fintech called Paysend. I joined here like around 2 weeks back. Earlier, like before that, I was with Razorpay. I was helping them build the Razorpay Capital, launched a few of the 0 to 1 products, and also scaled up one of the products. So the experience has been good. So I think like I found my mojo that is building products and scaling them up for the global audience. The bigger picture is obviously like solving a major problem globally. So that's what motivates me to stick to this line and motivates me to keep on going forward on a daily basis.
That's quite an inspiring journey you've had so far. Okay, so considering that you have experience in fintech industry and you also have recently joined a new organization, so should we start with a mock case on launching a new product, which in our case is instant loan app for students, and the company could be online e-commerce platform.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, sure. I think that sounds fair. Yeah, should we start off then?
Yeah.
Yeah, firstly, I'd want to like start off with a few clarifying questions. Like the company, you mentioned e-commerce firm, but this kind of scale that they're operating at, the kind of geography that they're operating at, that will give us a better idea which countries or which segments do they want to target.
Right. So
Yeah.
let's look at is an e-commerce company operational right now only in India. So India is
Okay.
going to be our target geography. Product line is apparel, electronics, and normal lifestyle products.
Okay. Cool. And why do they want to launch a loan app? Any specific reason, or do I have to figure that out?
No, so the primary goal that you can probably take is growth or
Okay.
acquisition, and then other details you can chart out.
Okay. Cool. And any particular category of users that they're targeting through this loan app?
Yeah, students.
Okay. Are just like college students or the school students?
These would be college students, graduate as well as postgraduate students.
Okay, cool. So you mentioned that the primary objective is around customer acquisition. Should
Yes.
profitability or revenues or the volume also be considered as a primary objective?
Not really. So, this is basically what the company found out in one of their research was that there was a very big untapped potential in the market where there were students who were going to become employed one day and in near future itself, but and they had a lot of expenses in their college lives, but they did not have enough means to make those purchases at the right time. The goal really here is to acquire one set of customers at this point, but also profitability in the future when they convert to employed group of customers.
Okay. So to quickly summarize the objective and also the answers that I got from the clarifying questions,
Yeah.
primarily, e-commerce firm is looking to get into the lending space. They want to build an instant loan app, especially for the students, focused
Yeah.
toward like customer acquisition. And primarily, it has been found that uh, these are the students who have lower purchasing power. Maybe they do not have enough pocket money or anything, any disposable income as such, which they can spend in different, like purchasing different things.
Right. That's
Cool.
right.
Thank you so much for like answering all the clarifying questions. Cool. So I'd want to like break it down into multiple verticals, primarily around market space, the competition, what the core competency of the companies are. So I'll start off with the market space. So how do you want to keep it? Should I ask you questions, or should do you just want me to list down the parameters which will help us in judging whether we should move ahead with this app? And if we are moving ahead, then how do we go about the launch?
Let's do the latter so that we get like a framework from your perspective.
Okay, cool, got it. Cool. So to start off on the market, so you mentioned that it's primarily in India, if I'm not wrong. Can I consider it
Yes.
to be? Yeah, cool. So it will be in India. So when you think about the market, the parameters that I'd want to evaluate is one, the growth potential. So is the market, is lending industry growing? lending industry specifically for the students growing, at what stage the market is at. Is it at a growth phase or a mature phase or a decline phase? Third thing would be around, let's say, the customers as in the students. So one good and a bad thing about any student for that matter is they might not have a credit score, and
Mm.
credit score is very important to get a loan from the banks or traditional lenders.
Right.
They will be students primarily like at the age of 18 or 19. They might not have a credit score because they might not have taken any loans on their name. So
Hmm.
that means they are new to credit. We'll be looking at the alternative data sources to evaluate whether we can give a loan to this kind of customers or not. So the primary use case over here will be like, what do the customers need?
Hmm.
When I think about a student, they will be using the money for, let's say, restaurants or grocery purchases or any kind of e-commerce purchases or going out and traveling. So they might not be very high ticket size loans that they might be looking at, but then again, their repayment power will be limited. Repayment, as in, if you're giving a loan, the important thing is also to ensure how they repay back. So those are the two like constraints that I see on the customer side, like how will they actually repay back, because they might not have any money at their disposal. uh, Fifth thing, though it is not the primary objective, but something around the profitability or revenues. So one question that I had about the company, so does the company hold an NBFC license, basically a license to give to disburse loans, or would it be like partnering with other lenders?
No, so it's an e-commerce, core e-commerce company, so it does not hold a license as of now, and I don't think that would happen in the near future. But they still want to go ahead with this product irrespectively.
Okay, so on the borrower side, basically the students will be getting a loan based on the purchasing history that they have done with the e-commerce platform. So we would want to keep something like a vintage period for these students on the platform based on
Sure.
the purchasing history. We can take a call whether we should give a loan or not. And since we have enough data about the purchasing history, we can tie up with the lenders and tell that this is a new segment that you can target. Like, you were earlier not targeting the student segment, but now through our data, through our risk model, you can target this new segment.
Hmm.
And basically, like, we can charge a commission based on the loans that they have processed. So yeah, to summarize on the market side, what I'll be looking at is the stage of the industry, then whether the market is growing, and we know that the population of the students in India, at least, they are growing rapidly. So
Hmm.
there are lots of students in the market already. So that means it's the market the basically the market is increasing. So
Hmm.
there is lots of room for plenty of players to stay over there, and we can have a commission based model with the lenders, telling them that this is the data that we have and we can give them a loan. So yeah, that's on the market side. Is it okay, or do you want me to evaluate some other parameters
Sure.
on
I
site?
just want you to focus a bit more on the persona, right? So while you did mention some attributes of the students,
Yeah.
do you see any differences or any kind of parities or disparities in various segments of students or various personas of students? And would you like to focus on one particular persona, or would you like to keep it a generic model right now?
Since we are just figuring out like that, we want whether want to launch this product or not,
Hmm.
would want to keep it generic, and the
Okay.
next step probably would break it down into maybe the lucrative segment. But if I have to go based on like the user personas, I can basically like figure out something around, let's say, people who students who travel a lot. Maybe you are based out of Bombay, but your university is based out of Hyderabad, so you
Hmm.
might have to travel a lot, something like traveling students. Second thing will be people who travel for vacation, something like hospitality.
Sure.
Third thing will be around e-commerce purchases. Fourth thing would be people who are into, let's say, grocery purchases a lot. So things like that. Yeah.
Okay.
So those will be the primary use case. So yeah. So maybe the loan can be used for something like, let's say you want to book an Airbnb, you can use our loan. So specific to certain purchases, we can credit them some amount.
Right.
So now going to the next point on competition. So on the competition side, what we'll be looking at is primarily who are the players who are targeting this particular segment.
Yeah.
Like, I think the traditional lenders, the banks, they are primarily targeting the working professionals,
mm,
the freshers as well as the mid-level, senior level working professionals. So students are a category. I cannot think of too many names who are catering to the students right now. Maybe through education loan they are catering, but not for their daily use cases. Something like, again, like grocery, commerce, travel, hospitality, not for those use cases.
right.
But again, like just for the sake of hygiene factor, would want to see who are the competitors, what are their product differentiating factors. So what are the features that they have which will hook a student onto their app.
Mm,
So what are the product features that they have. Third thing would be around the market share. So how much of the market has already been taken by them, whether there is enough room for this e-commerce firm to play in that similar market. If you think about it, the market is growing, so there should be enough room for a new player to come and basically sell their product. But important thing will be the differentiating features. How are you differentiated from the other lending apps that we have?
right.
So and fourth point would be their price point. So if they're giving a loan, what is the price points?
Okay.
So around the regulations, what I would be, so you mentioned that this company doesn't hold an NBFC license, so they do not have the license to disburse loans. So in that case, we have to tie up with a bank or an NBFC to disburse a loan, and they will be looking at the data based on which we are trusting that particular student. So we have to ensure that we partner with lenders who are okay with our risk evaluation process.
Mm,
That's on the regular. So NBFC. Other thing is the NPA. I think like for any lending company, if you're giving a loan, you should always figure out a way to get the repayments as well. You should not
right.
give money for free.
Mm,
So NPA will be an important metric. So what we'd want to know is what is the NPA of the lending industry for the student segment.
okay.
So like what is a non-performing asset? Basically, how many students default? They do not repay on time. If
Right.
it is high, then there are chances that the regulatory bodies in India might red flag us or partnering NBFCs, because nobody wants a high NPA. So NPA will be another thing that we have to keep track of. I think on the regulation front, these are the two things that primarily I'd be looking at. One is the license and basically the partnering NBFC.
Mm,
Second thing is around the NPA.
okay.
Fourth and the most important thing is company, and if you see, like, most of the clarifying questions were around the company, what the company objectives are, why do they want to get into this space.
Mm,
So again, one thing would be, is it aligned to the vision of the company? So
mm,
what do the users usually what does a company usually want by giving a loan to students? It might be that they're looking for a higher engagement or retention, because let's assume that you are a good borrower,
mm,
and a good borrower, and you have taken a loan or a line of credit kind of a product for
mm,
like 6 months. That means you will come back to the platform again and again to repay that money, at least if not to purchase more, to repay that money. That means the customer lifetime actually increases on your platform. Is that a goal that the company is chasing? Second thing is around the core competency.
mm,
Has the company given out loans in the past, whether they know how to underwrite, whether they have the
right.
capability. So for a e-commerce company, like, though I know that they will be doing some risk evaluation for the buyers and the suppliers, the sellers as well, but are they capable of evaluating the riskiness of a of a user in terms of whether a loan should be given or not? So that capability is very important, like that risk evaluation is very important. From the technical side of things, I think for an e-commerce company, when a seller gets onboarded, they will be doing the KYC checks and all. The same KYC checks can be used to build this lending app as well. Whenever a student wants a loan, that is a RBI guideline that you have to do the KYC of any borrower. So in that case, I'm assuming that the e-commerce company will already have a system for KYC verification, either in-house system, or they might have partnered with a vendor.
Mm,
So they can use that system to do a KYC verification of the students as well, and then go ahead and send that application to the lender. lender. So another point would be like to ensure that most of the students are getting a loan. The cases which the e-commerce company, they are sending to the lender. In that case, the e-commerce company and the lender can have an agreement between them that if I send you 100 cases, you have to pass at least 80% of the cases, that is 80 cases, to ensure
Sure.
that the users are satisfied. It should not be, we might be running a risk of two things. One is basically students applying for a loan, but the case is getting rejected by the bank or NBFCs. That might irk the students. So we do not want that. Second thing is around the repayment capability, which is a function of how we are evaluating them for risk.
Mm.
So I think primarily, again, the broad buckets would be around market, competition, regulation, and company.
Right. So Abiru, one basic question here. Your here there's a trick involved, right? So while the lenders are students, but the repayments will not be done by students' money, right?
Okay.
So would you like to touch upon that aspect, that how would you as a product manager would deal with that risk, which is that even though you'll be looking at the historical model of their purchases, or you'll be looking at some other aspects on the website, the data that you have, but the repayments would probably come from their parents' cards or the loan that they have taken.
Yeah.
So how will you
Yeah.
approach that?
Yeah, that's very good, I think, in consideration. So I think in the market we have a few companies who are giving, I think, debit cards, credit cards to the students, and they are actually like tied to the parent's bank account. So the parent actually controls the limit on those bank accounts, on those cards. So basically, if your parents are giving you a debit card, you'll probably have a limit of, let's say, $10,000 or $5,000 or $1,000, something like that. So
Right.
you have a limit. So whenever, so we can actually tie up with such players in the market,
Mm.
that the loan will be given on that particular debit card or a credit card. Okay. So basically, like, you have a limit of 1,000 rupees. Now this e-commerce firm is giving you a loan of another 1,000 rupees, 2,000 rupees, and the parents also get to know that they have an additional limit of 1,000 rupees, which is being supplied by the e-commerce company. So the parents are notified that the limit has been increased due to the credit that has been exposed to them.
Sure.
And if they want, they can obviously like reduce the limit to ensure that they do not spend more than what they can repay. So that is one type that I'll be looking at, if you say that you want the parents to repay and not the students.
Mm.
So yeah. Again, it's more around the product launch strategy. So when it comes to product features, I think those considerations will be made.
Right.
Yeah.
So great, actually covered all the aspects from the buyer side as well as the supplier side, because this is going to be a three-party kind of a launch wherein you have to
Mhm.
see all the three sides.
Mhm.
So that was very helpful. As a closing section, the viewers, would you want to touch upon the few aspects that you should be looking at whenever you're solving a go-to-market or a product launch kind of a case, irrespective of the industry and the product?
Okay, so I think when it comes to like go to market, or any like product launch evaluation, whether you should actually launch a product or not,
Mm.
primary thing that you would look at is whether the market is growing, how risky is the market, and is the market profitable? Because profitability is something that might not be the P0 goal right now, but it will definitely come
Eventually.
maybe 3 years, 4 years, 5 years down the line.
Mm.
Second thing is around the competition. So obviously, if it is a competitive market and there is very room for you to play in,
Mm.
then it's a risky market to get into. But if the competition is not that high, then definitely you can go and get into it. Third would be regulations. Fourth would be the company. It is very important that all these things, whatever you're launching, aligns to the company vision. Like, what does the company want to achieve 5 years or 10 years down the line?
Sure.
So yeah, that's on the launch part. And on the product feature part is where the primary stakeholders come into the picture. So
Mm.
if I think about this particular loan app, the primary stakeholders are the borrowers. Second thing would be the company itself, the e-commerce company, and the third thing would be the lenders. So again, like if I just sum up like this entire like problem statement, so the solution of the entire problem statement: students do not get a loan because they do not have a credit history with the banks or anything. Will not get a loan, but they are still looking for a loan because they want to purchase some new things. It can be like groceries, travel, hospitality. On the other hand, on the borrower side itself, we have to be considerate about the repayment, which the point that you mentioned, that at the end of the day, probably in most of the cases the repayments will come from the parents, so we have to take some sort of a sign off from the parents. So that's on the borrower side. The value proposition for the lenders would be that this is a segment that they were earlier not catering to.
Yeah.
It can be students from any segment, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, depending on their purchasing history on this e-commerce platform. So on the lender side, the e-commerce for company will basically tell them that you are not catering to this particular segment of the audience earlier,
Mm.
but now based on the data that we have, we can conclude that this is a fairly risk-free market. And then you can go ahead and then give loans to this kind of players. Also, the cost of disbursing this loan is entirely on the e-commerce platform,
Yeah.
because they will be doing the KYC verification, they will be passing on the cases to the lender. So again, it's a win-win situation for the borrowers and the lenders. And the e-commerce company is basically doing two things: one is ensuring a higher retention for the users, and secondly, like earning some commission out of this entire process.
Right. Thanks for that very articulate summary. This was the mock interview for a go-to-market or a new product launch kind of a case. These kind of cases are usually not very easily available or solvable because of the lack of industry or market data. And so we decided to go with this. Thanks a lot, Abhiroop, for your valuable time and insights. And hope we can do further videos in future. Thanks a lot.